Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. I can't believe it's getting ever closer to Christmas. We are going up to Canada in about a week and a half. So time is marching on, and I'm actually shifting gears a little bit today. I am switching to doing some Valentines because a lot of things right now in our catalog are on the last chance list, so they're a little bit more volatile. And I wanted to do something with an upcoming holiday and upcoming product. So we're going to do Valentine's Day card today. And so that's going to be really fun. And I just realized right now I didn't load up my Casing Tuesday photos. So while we wait for a few more of you to get on here this morning, I'm going to do that. It's Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And let me see if I can find my cards. I just need to resize them on screen. Sorry about that. Always try very hard to get things prepared ahead of time. And I did have a list at one point, but the list was ever changing, and then I just kind of gave up doing the list. So there's the card. Let me move my head over. There's the card that we are casing today. It is a pretty simple layout, and I did alter the layout a little bit for my purposes, because when I saw this, I don't know. For some reason, I went down the Valentine's route instead of the Christmas route, but that card is super cute and sweet, and I love the reindeer bundle so much. So that one is actually retiring. So let me pull up the sketch for that. Here we go. Oh, it turned out very small. Let me make it bigger. There we go. Here is the sketch, and you do not have to put your layers on an angle if you don't want to. I didn't. Just do whatever makes you happy. If you like straight layers, go for it, put it straight. If you want to try something different, go ahead and make it crooked. There was a little note Yolanda put on here that that card, the 3x4 card, was actually a Memories and More card, but I am doing a die cut, and you can do cardstock or paper or whatever you want. You don't have to use Memories and More, but that just kind of gives you an indication of what was there to begin with. And if you want to use one of those, you absolutely can. And I think maybe it was originally a little bit more like a note card size. She said she resized it. So but whatever makes you happy, that's what you will do. And I hope you will join us. We have a Facebook group, and you can find the link for that down below, or click over to my blog, which is the first link in the description of this video. And that will take you over to my blog, where you'll have all the information you need about this card and about Casing Tuesday. So my card, that middle layer, instead of doing, well, I did do a background layer for my cards, for my designer series paper, but then I just did a heart instead of a rectangular layer. And I love the way this turned out. It's so clean and simple. This is totally my style. It's got a little bit of stuff going on, but it's just very nice and calm and soothing. So I love this card so much. And then on the inside, I took the little rose from the Hearts of Elegance, and I just stamped on a piece of basic white just on the edge. I love the look of that, like little roses on the edge of cardstock. So I used the Hearts of Elegance bundle. And normally we don't have any Valentine's products available right now, but these were released in an online release, I think about maybe at the beginning of November for customers. So these have been around for about a month now, and you can totally get them right now. I will be making a box with the hearts So that will be coming up. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but I'll definitely be making something 3D with these heart dies. I love having big dies to work with because we can make a nice big box with this heart die. And look at this one right here with all this detail. It's going to be fun. And even, whoops, this one right here has got a nice little detail on it. So it is a very nice Valentine's Day bundle, and surprise, it actually has Happy Valentine's Day greeting on it because so few of Stampin' Up Valentine's stamp sets have that. It's kind of strange because that's kind of the first thing I would think of, Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm glad that this bundle has that. Okay, well, I see a bunch of you have jumped on here. I'm going to switch over to my other camera and we are going to make this card from start to finish, and I will talk to all of you afterwards. Oh, one more thing, I do need to do this. I do have a host code running this month. Here it is. And that if you spend $50 using this host code, my gift of the month is the Riverside irregular pearls. These are very pretty. They look like little tiny like opals. Beautiful, kind of in 3 different kind of shimmery hues. So they are very sweet. We also have a free shipping special from Stampin' Up going on right now. And so for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, Stampin' Up is offering free shipping on orders of $75 or more. So if there's anything that you still wanted to pick up from the last chance list, and there are, last chance list is now also the clearance rack. So there is, you can sort by just the discounted items, and you can see all the different things that are discounted, and I love that. And yesterday I had a customer placing an order for a bunch of really discounted paper. There's some really good deals on there to be found. So don't forget to check that out. Like if you love Stampin' Up paper, now is a great time to pick up some of the ones that are deeply discounted. So we have that free shipping going on. If you are one of my customers, I also send out a special email with a Christmas gift for you that you can use in conjunction with this order. So if you are placing that order, please just reach out to me, and I will hook you up with that if you didn't get my email. Okay, let's pop those away, and I'm going to switch over to my other camera. All right, isn't this such a happy card? I just love the card. I don't know, it kind of makes me happy because I think after Christmas, you know, we have all our Christmas decorations out and everything's so nice, and then, you know, it seems like, oh, now we have gray winter to look forward to, but then there's Valentine's Day, and it makes us all kind of, I don't know, the red, so cheery. Okay, so we are going to make this card. I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine to die cut. Usually I do the card base first, but let's go ahead and do our die cutting first. We need 2 hearts. We're going to create these 2 hearts right here. Let me grab the mini. And I'm using Poppy Parade and gold foil sheet. And we'll grab our hearts. We're going to use these 2 hearts. These hearts are a little bit big for a card front. So we're going to use this one right here. And then we are going to use this one right here, which has this sweet little detail on the edge. And we're going to grab all of our cutting plates for the mini. This is the one Stampin' Up recommends. It's too tight for my machine, so the option for me is to switch to the light gray one. The number 3 one is a little thinner. The number 4 is for embossing. We don't currently have, I don't think, any skinny embossing folders right now. So just set that aside. You never know when you might need a different thickness of plates, so it's always good to have different choices. Then we're going to pop on this little piece of Poppy Parade. It's this piece of Poppy Parade. It's 3 1/4 inches wide, so it still fits right on here perfectly. And we are just going to run this through. Snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. That's what the machine does as it's pushing through. Oh, my little heart shifted a bit, but I think I'm still good. Yes. Yes, I am. So there's the perfect little heart. It's really hard to cut a nice heart shape without a die. So I'm glad that we have some dies to work with. Okay, and then we're going to take this gold foil sheet and I'm just going to cut heart out of it. I love gold foil sheet. It is so nice and shiny. Okay, there's a little gold heart. All right, that is all the die cutting there is. Let's pop this away. Put it back where it belongs so I don't lose it. And you know, one thing I'm going to do right now, and I want to show you this because this might happen to you sometimes too. I'm going to grab, this is my bow maker. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product. I can add the link below if you don't have one to the girl who makes these. This is, we are using the gold twisted thread, and yeah, I had a little accident with my gold twisted thread as I threw it on the floor just for the fun of it, and it rolled a little bit, and it got a little messy. So I'm going to have to roll this back onto itself afterwards, but I do have this end here that I can use, and we'll tie a bow on here, and I'm just going to show you how I tie the bow. Also, because this, it's, you know, if metallics can be a little slippery. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit glue to the dot of my bow to kind of hold it into place. And I just wanted to show you how to do that, and I wanted to give this a little chance to dry before I moved on with the rest of my card, and so it will be ready at the end. So the way I tie my bow with these little pegs is I come around here and then I loop a second time, and then I just come in. This is over the top. I come over on the bottom, and then I just do a little knot here. There are instructions that come with this bow maker, but I really love it because you can do these little kind of double looped bows really easily. I'm going to take a bit of glue now, and I'm just going to dot it on the knot. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm just going to tighten it a little bit so some of the glue like gets into that knotted area. And I'll just cut this off right here. Put that away. We're just going to let that sit on the side just to set up a little bit. I want that glue to kind of dry and get a little sticky on my knot so that it doesn't slip around as much. This is kind of just a little bit of an anchoring effect that the glue is going to have. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to, just wiping this off on my shirt. It had a few little dust particles, like little paper dust particles from the embossing machine. So now we need to emboss this heart with the greeting, Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm going to take my embossing buddy from the Embossing Editions toolkit. I'm just going to rub my heart with that. I'm going to take Versamark. We're going to take our greeting right out of the stamp set. Hearts of Elegance. We're going to take that greeting right there. I'm going to use Versamark. Versamark has a very spongy surface, so you're not going to press in too hard because otherwise it's going to sink a lot. You just want to make sure you've got that covered. And then we're going to just stamp that right on the center of that heart. Okay, and lift. Then we're going to grab our embossing powder. This is the Wow embossing powder, the basics. And we also have metallics, but I wanted to use white on this. I'm going to grab the tweezers from the Embossing Editions toolkit. And we're just going to squeeze, and then it's going to clamp and hold. We're going to take the powder. I've dumped it into a little container because it's easier to wrangle for me. I can sprinkle and then just dump back in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sneeze. Okay. Achoo! Sorry, guys. This time of year, I sometimes sneeze. Okay. So I've just sprinkled, and then I'm going to come here and I'm just going to tap. I found with this particular embossing powder, you don't want to tap too hard because the particles are just a teeny tiny bit bigger than previous embossing powders we've had. So you don't want to knock too much off. That's why it's good to use your embossing buddy first so the particles don't stick. Move that out of the way, and then you're going to grab your heat tool and heat it up high, and then we're just going to watch to see that the embossing powder changes color to like a brighter white. Here, I'm going to do part of it so you can kind of see. I don't know if you can see. The left half is not embossed yet and the right half is. And as you work along, it just kind of whitens up. Just make sure you've got everything embossed. I love like the contrast with the red and white for Valentine's Day. That always makes me happy. Okay, so we're starting to get our elements all together. So let's now go to the card base. And I've got thick basic white here. This is 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored in half at the 5.5 inch mark. I'll grab my bone folder and just smooth down right here. Then this paper is just gorgeous. I actually didn't use the gorgeous side though. There's stripes on the original card. So I flipped through the paper, and lo and behold, there was the stripe pattern. So I decided to use the stripe pattern. But I'm just going to open this up. This is actually a specialty paper. And the reason why it's specialty is it's got one side that's got this marbled, beautiful. Let me do this way. Uh-oh. Okay, the marbled. And then this side has hearts, then more marbled and stripes. We've got kind of a tone-on-tone pattern in pink and a tone-on-tone pattern in red. And then we have this little leaf design. And then finally we have these roses. So there are 12 sheets. 2 of each design. So I use the stripe pattern, and I just cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. I love when I do 4 inches because then I can get 6 of these pieces out of one sheet of designer series paper. If I did 4 1/4, I could only get 4. So I often narrow this down to 4. If you don't want the contrast with the white card base, if you want this to look more like the paper, then choose Poppy Parade as your card base instead of white. But I wanted a little bit of contrast on mine. So we're going to cover up this beautiful marble design, but I want to show you, if I had used the marble design, this heart does not stand out as much. You see? It kind of loses its place because the marbling paper, it's just gorgeous, true, but sometimes when you have a really pretty overwhelming paper, you want to have a smaller, lighter focal point. Like this one just really almost blends into the paper, where this one, even though we have Poppy Parade and Poppy Parade here, this heart actually pops on the paper, right? But to each their own. You might like that look. So, you know, I kind of like the clean and simple look. So it's what makes your heart happy, your brain happy. Everyone is different, right? So I know a lot of you on here like the clean and simple design. That's probably why you're on here watching my video. So this is just a 4 5/4 sheet of the Designer Series paper. We'll take the heart. We're going to add that with glue. And I like to always, when I'm doing my designs, I kind of like to make them the same as before. So I'm going to just try and line up around the same distance. Basically, the heart is about halfway. It's kind of right in the center of the card. So just kind of aim towards center, and it will be good. Okay, so next we're going to take our little heart here, and we're going to add 2 dimensionals to the back. And we'll remove these little guys. So you should let me know while I'm on here, would you like to see a heart box on Friday, or should I wait? You know, I do have one thing that I could do that's kind of a Christmassy thing that's a little easy that you could do with things that you already have on hand, and I was thinking I might do that. But I'm also tempted to do a heart box, but I don't know. I feel like some people aren't quite ready for the full heart extravaganza yet. Oh, let's come back to my little thing now that's been drying over here, this little bow. I'm gonna just give it another little tug, because as I do that, I think the knot is going to get into the glue a bit more. And then we're actually going to take a glue dot to adhere the bow to the paper. So I'm just going to grab a glue dot, and I'm going to use my piercer here, and I'm going to create a glue blob, because I kind of rolled up that little dot. Oh, it's not focusing in. Okay, there we go. It's turned into a little blob. So I want that blob to be right about here. I'm just gonna stick it there. So you can see it's no longer round and flat. It's kind of a blob. That's by design, because it's gonna make the little sticking surface a little smaller, so it's not gonna peek out behind my little thing here. Now I'm gonna grab my bow, and I'm gonna stick the knot right down on there. And I'm going to push down, and I'll just arrange these little ends to come across here. And there. That should hold a little bit better than if you didn't add the glue, because sometimes our metallic ribbons are a little slidey. So you kind of want to give them a little bit of something to anchor. Then we're going to take these adhesive back heart sequins. These are so fun. They are perfectly flat. So that's really nice for sending cards. This is pretty flat too, the trim, right? And this will push down nicely. Let's see if we can turn this little heart just a bit more. We're going to take one of each size, and then we're going to add it to our card like that. So that's the outside of the card. That's it for the outside. But I want to show you also how I did the inside. Isn't that pretty? And so easy. Look how the little heart sequins catch the light. This bigger gold heart has that little edging on it, which is really pretty. I don't know. This card looks really balanced to me. Okay, so let's do the inside. So simple to do the inside. This is a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I have a little piece of scrap paper. Let's turn it over. I've got, this is the rose stamp that is in this stamp set, the Heart of Elegance. I try really hard when I'm creating not to use too many bundles or stamp sets. I'm trying to, you know, narrow it down so you don't need so many things to make one card. We're going to open this up, and this is Poppy Parade ink, and we're just going to ink this up a little bit, and we'll start in the corner, and we'll just kind of stamp. We'll turn our little stamp just a little bit as we move along, just so it doesn't look like the same rose. And then this one right here is just going to come off the edge like that. So we'll just do that on the other side as well. Or you could just do it at the bottom. I wanted to do mine at the top and the bottom. Let's see there. And it doesn't matter if one is coming is a little shorter or a little further onto the page. You just kind of want to get some stuff going edgewise on there. Just a nice little way to finish off the inside. And you don't need to use, you could use paper scraps too, from that paper, but I'm just gonna do this, and oh shoot, oh, look what I did. I stuck this on backwards. Okay, what do you do when that happens, right? So what I would do, let's fix this. So you could theoretically try and pry the designer series paper off. There is a way to do that. What you can do is you can use your spatula. Shall we try and do this? This has already got a lot of stuff on it, so I don't honestly know how well this is going to work, but we can try this. Okay, we'll try this. Since we used our heat tool anyway, we're going to start. I'm trying to decide if I should heat from the bottom. Let's heat from the bottom. We're going to start on this corner right here. I don't think I've ever done this before on camera. We're using our little spatula to kind of just lift off. Maybe I'll heat from the top a bit. It would be good if I had like an extra set of hands right now to like help me with this. Someone heating while the other person does the spatulaing. I have a team member who swears by this, okay? So we'll see if this actually works. Like, I think the thing is, like, how much patience do you have to do this whole thing? So the other option would be for me to cut this piece off and then just adhere the whole thing to another card base. That isn't the other option that I would pursue, because when you're doing this, if you're not patient enough, you risk tearing your designer series paper, because you have to kind of work and slowly remove it. I'm wondering if heating up on the back side is better. And I'm not going to worry about the fact that I really did put a nice layer of glue on this whole thing. So that is the hard part of this, that I did glue it down well, because I did want to actually have it stick permanently. Let's see. Next. Let's coming. Okay, we're about halfway. So I don't have the take your pick tool on the supply list, but if you're looking for it, it does come with that spatula end on the main tool. So just do a search for it in the store if you're looking for it. I kind of feel like now I want to start on the other end, because now I'm getting to the point where it's hard to kind of pick this up. So now we're gonna start peeling from this opposite end. Okay, someone come into my craft room and help me heat this up while I spatula it, so I don't have to keep turning it off. And I know I could just cut this, but I just wanted to see, would this work? Because I have actually never had the patience to do this whole thing, but I know that at some point you're going to do this as well. So we may as well see if it will work for a whole big piece of designer series paper, right? And this is my team member, Demi, who taught me how to do this. So I don't know if she learned it from someone, but she was the one that said, try this. I must have made a mistake or something on a card before, or someone, when we were doing team stamping. I don't remember if I did, or if I adhered something down and I didn't like it. I don't remember what the scenario was. Okay, and we're getting there. Oh my gosh, I just pushed this back down. Okay, let's keep going. Could have just cut another card base. Let's heat it from the top. Oh, I'm also loosening my bow here because I'm liquefying that that glue too, right? So you have to keep that in mind with the other things that you have stuck on there. Because I did a number. I did not realize this until like I'm almost finished my card. So that's... Don't burn your fingers. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay, I've got almost to the front with that. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. We just have this side left. I have a feeling I need to go from the back, because I'm going through that cardstock. Oh. Things I do for you guys. Voila! Ta-da! Okay, let's have a look at the back. So it did take off a little bit of the gold foiling, but that's the back of the paper anyway, right? So if we were to turn this around, actually, I think we could glue it down again. All right, card take 2. Let's do this. All right, so now we're going to, so you can see the glue held pretty well, even under extreme conditions. I had to use the heat tool and I had to use the spatula to lift it up. That spatula is really great. It is very thin. So that's why that works so well. Okay, so let's stick this down, right back down onto where it was before. Can you believe we just did that? That's crazy, right? Okay, so I did melt my glue dot a little bit, so I just want to press my bow back into there and kind of make sure that everything is sticking on there the way it should. Now, would you have known, like between these two cards, I don't think you can tell that this one was the one that we fixed, right? So that's kind of incredible. Okay, let's go ahead. I did not know that I would be doing that. I think I'm gonna put this end up at the top. And we'll just adhere this down into the center of the card. Like that. All right. There, I taught you how to fix your card if you make a big mistake like that. And this is a great little tool right here, isn't it? That just, voila. Okay, so here's the card that I messed up on, and it looks pretty good. And then we'll flip this card open. This is the inside. And so you can see the two, the cards, the inside and the outside. I think that looks pretty cool. All right. How did I do? I messed up and I saved the day at the same time. So that's always fun when I can, I'm sure some of you did not know how to do that. So now you know how. I did it on camera. I put a lot of glue on there too. That was not intentional. So I think that's kind of funny because I don't make too many mistakes, and maybe as I get older I will make more mistakes, and then these videos will become more interesting and I'll have to show you how to fix all my mistakes live. So that will be fun, right? If you are new to my YouTube channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. If you're on YouTube right now, you should see maybe a little pink shirted me in the corner of your video. If you click on that, that will take you to the subscribe page. There will also be a way for you to get notifications if you click on the bell. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I get to them eventually. Sometimes it's years later, as I sometimes found I have some older videos. And sometimes a new comment will bring me to an old video. I'm like, I didn't reply to that single comment that came after the fact, so that I'll reply to them. And I'm sure if that person gets notifications, they're like, wow, she's very slow. But I do love to see those comments, and I appreciate them so much. And thank you for all of you who support my channel, whether you're a follower or a customer. I appreciate all of you. Okay, let's take a look and say hello to everyone who's on here today. Good morning, Mary from Indiana, and Ellie from Connecticut, and Deborah from Virginia, Marty from Pittsburgh. Hello, Birgit from Germany. She says she's glad she finally caught me live again. I'm glad you're here too. I always look for you because I love, I mean, I'm sure there's other people from Germany that follow me, but it always makes me smile when I see someone from Germany, because it reminds me of my mom and dad. So that makes me happy. Hello, Mary. And Birgit says, very pretty card, love it. Marty says she loves the card, especially the inside. Don't you just love roses, like just stamped like that? I remember there was a stamp set very, very early on in Stampin' Up. I think it was one of the first stamp sets I purchased. My very first one that I fell in love with was Spring Pansy, but there was another one that my upline or my demonstrator, I was a customer at the time, used, and it was called Rose Rhapsody. And this rose reminds me a little bit of Rose Rhapsody, although Rose Rhapsody was a two-step rose, but the idea of it, kind of the big, bold, chunky rose just stamped on there just brings me joy, right? Um, Hello, Marge. Oh, I hope your dog's okay. Let us know. And Marge is in Connecticut. Hello, Valerie from Illinois. Hello, Nola from Oregon, where it's still foggy and cold. I'm sorry about that. We have today's weather here is gray and not too cold. I mean, I was wearing my down this morning on my walk. I'm just looking outside right now if you see me looking up. And I think it will be a little drizzly today. And I think, no, it's also a little bit foggy. But we had a nice walk this morning. I was very happy to get out there and get some fresh air. My love walking. So it was a beautiful morning for that. We took our umbrellas but didn't need them. Hello, Linda, also from Oregon. Let's see. Oregonians, I don't know if that's right, are chatting. I won't read that conversation. Mary says she doesn't mind which I do, either a Christmas project or Valentine's, because she says she loves all my boxes. Marty says she would love a heart box. Well, you might like this other project I have in mind too, because this one could be used maybe at a different time of year. It's not necessarily specifically Christmas, so but I will think about it and decide whether I want to do a heart box or not. If I don't do the heart box now, I'm like thinking it might be, who knows. Next, I have one Friday left before we leave. We leave on not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So I have to decide if I have enough time to drop another video before Christmas. So we will see. I have to get a bunch of stuff done. Oh, I wanted to tell you all, if you ordered from me last month and you earned stamp sets, most of them went out on Saturday. I had one extra that went out on Monday. And if you chose to do the surprise embellishment, or you didn't contact me, I chose the surprise embellishment for you, and those got mailed out yesterday. So hopefully everyone will have their stamp set rewards and their surprise embellishment gifts sometime this week, by the end of this week. So hopefully those will all get to you. I wanted to make sure they got to you before Christmas, so I worked really hard to get them out the door this weekend. Sorry, that's an aside. Let's see. I'm just reading things that the Oregonians are talking. Linda says she loves the card and the inside is beautiful. She would just cut it apart and glue it on a new card base. It happens to all of us, and I could have done that, but I wanted to show you, like, maybe sometimes it's not like such a big piece, but sometimes it's a smaller piece and you just cut it. And if you can hit that small layer or whatever with some heat and use the spatula, you can remove it and then you can put it on the correct way. So it's neat just to kind of go through the process, and you can see how I did it. And maybe it will help you down the road. Marge says her dog Bella is 13 and a half and she's a little sick. I'm sorry. Poodles are such a sweet dog. I love poodles because they're so intelligent. They're fun to, they're very smart, so you can teach them all sorts of tricks. I love their personalities. I'm sorry, Marge. Marge says she's done that so many times, glued a layer on the back. I usually don't do that. I usually check my brain. I don't know. It's not what it used to be. I'll tell you that. It's a very distracted brain these days. So I do my best, and but it's good to know how to fix mistakes because we're all going to make them at some point, right? So Nola said she would just cut it off and adhere it panel to another card base. I'm not patient enough to do the repairs unless it's just pretty simple. Well, we had a little time, so it was good to test it out, right? Valerie says, it's a good tip because I have done this a time or two myself. It happens. Patience isn't my forte, but it may be worth a try. I think especially for a smaller layer, I think heating it up and doing the spatula is worth it. Linda said, if it were glued only on the edges, it would be much easier. Yes, it would be, but for some reason, I feel the need to put glue all over the whole thing. I don't know why. I think I just do not want my card to fall apart. That would just make me sad. Marty said, if you do this on a book full card, you can just give it to a left-handed person. That's true. Except, in this right-handed world we live in, everyone expects books to open on the right side, right? I feel bad for the left-handed people of this world. My mom was one of them, and it just, everything is done for the right-handed people. There are some left-handed scissors and stuff, but the world is kind of skewed towards right-handedness. But we love our left-handed friends, though. So yeah, that's a good idea, Marty. She said, Marty also said, yay, it worked out perfectly. Now we all know how to fix this. Mary says, the inside is just as pretty. Well, I'm glad you like it. And Marty says, don't forget to give Brenda a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. Well, it's almost the end of the video. I am going to be going live on Friday as usual. And then next week, I will just be going live on Tuesday. And then I will see, hopefully on Tuesday, I will have figured out if I'll have a video for you on Friday, because we will be up in Canada then. And then we'll be up there for a full week before we come back down before New Year's Eve. And so I'm looking forward to spending some time with family. We will be seeing my husband's parents, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and our son is also going to be up in the area. He will be spending some time with us and some time with his girlfriend. So we will get to see family and enjoy the holiday with them. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope you all have wonderful plans like that too. So I will wish you a happy week, and I hope to see some of you Friday morning for my another live. So take care until then, everyone. And don't forget to check out the free shipping special, because that's a really good time, with everything else that is happening right now, to take advantage of that. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.